So I had a rather frustrating conversation with a normie friend of a friend a few weeks back, and I was talking to him about censorship, and he's a left-leaning guy, I suppose. He loves government, and trusts them, and he works with IT and algorithms, so he's in the know. So I would have hoped that he would have at least understood that Google and YouTube have done massive censorship escalation in the last 2 years that, you know, conveniently coincided with the lockups when people had time to do research and things. And they, very conveniently ramped up censorship massively. And I was saying to him, he was trying to tell me that, these people go on these crazy rabbit holes of research, conspiracies, and, YouTube just fuels them and feeds them all this conspiracy stuff. And I said to him, in the past you could find what you wanted to, sure, and it would help you, surprisingly, but not anymore. I tried to tell him, and my friend was like, no, this guy knows what he's talking about. He works with algorithms. And I was like, well, no, actually, when I tried to research, targeted individuals, which is probably the most controversial thing there is, literally, like who wants to believe government torture, their own citizens. So you search targeted individuals, and I was telling him, I really can't find much at all when I constantly search this stuff. When I constantly search it, what do I get up next? Algorithm doesn't feed me more and more targeted individual content that I would love to see. It doesn't do that at all. As you can see here, what do I have? The only thing algorithm shows me now is just this, pretty benevolent, neutral stuff like, 12 hours of music, a bit of Russian Duma music, I think they're Belarusian actually, ambient music. Just looking up something for my chosen bird feeder man montage, a testimony, God, whatever it is, God to Jesus, New Age to Jesus, a bit of L fucking bullfighter or whatever. It doesn't show me any targeted individual stuff, and I've been searching this stuff for a long time, because it's basically all I hope to do in this life now is to meet other targeted individuals. At least I might have something in common with the ones who haven't gone full-blown just all about the religion and stuff. But no, algorithm doesn't do shit. So this guy, who's an IT expert, he's somehow just deluding himself. Algorithm isn't sending me down a targeted individual rabbit hole. That's what I want to see. And I was trying to say to him, but I wasn't able to. I was trying to say, I search it, targeted individuals. He wouldn't listen to me, he kept cutting me off. He had this really terrible, anxious vibe, and he got very passive aggressive. Really disgusting conversation actually. I was trying to say, well, I've met whistleblowers who have had their lives destroyed, and he kept cutting me off. He didn't want to hear it. He was just getting all passive aggressive. And I said, well, it actually happened to me. And again, he was just getting really sarcastic and being like, yeah, sure. We all know someone. Sure. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. Sure. And I was like, fuck you, man, you fucking coward. I think that's fair, if people are just going to absolutely just get all sarcastic and turn a blind eye to people who've had their lives destroyed, by these MFers that run things. It's a disgrace. And so I go targeted individuals. I get this bullshit, Vice, this guy's a piece of crap. He's just smearing. People have had their lives destroyed by the top level narcissists. Then you've got Dr. Grande, another piece of shit, just smearing everyone. Grande, the grand shill, he's got like 1 million subscribers. You scroll down, and then, okay, you're not finding anything. They like to call everyone a schizo, the usual NPD smear. Destroy people's life and call them delusional, that never happened, blah, blah, bollocks. Of course I'm fucked off, People should be outraged at what happens to us. And you got this guy, I'm the chosen one, yeah. Sometimes God wants to set you apart because that's how you break someone's mind and destroy them, by setting them apart in isolation. So anyway, that's not finding much. And I was trying to tell this MFer, coward, this IT guy, I was trying to tell him, but he kept cutting me off because he's so fucking terrified or whatever. He won't fucking man up and actually listen to what happens to people. So then I go okay, I was trying to tell him, hey man, this is what happens. I try to go filter. I do a filter search, because apparently there's no censorship, and, apparently YouTube are going to serve me up what I want to see. I want to find real targeted individuals and hear the testimonies of tortured people. Of course I'm passionate about this. It's a fucking disgrace. You can think we've got boundaries in here when they're microwaving your fucking brain? No. So anyway, I search, filter. I've gone this week trying to weed out the bullshit mainstream nonsense. I just want to hear from real people. And what do I find? Nothing. Just more bland, irrelevant, ransomware gang. That's not targeted individual related, is it? What else? Oh, there's actually one that is actually that's relevant. I'll open her later. I'll save that one for later. Strangely enough, when I did this before I started filming, she wasn't there. She wasn't even in this search when I did this before I started filming. And I did the exact same search. This is the guy I wanted to... I don't know if anyone's still watching this, but this is the guy I wanted to show. The Glow TV Network, Studio 55. This guy, every week for months, he's made literally hundreds of videos. And it's as if he's deliberately spamming, the search. Just making hundreds of videos so that all I can find is his stuff. All I can find is this, what's his name? Whatever it was, The Glow. That's weird, because before I started filming this, this guy's channel here, it was literally every second, or probably 2 out of every 3 videos from, this search filter were all his. Maybe because I reported one of them, they disappeared somewhat, I don't know. But I mean, look at all these titles, right? China's deer penis propaganda is tasteless. You tell me, are these related to being a targeted individual? And there's a shitload of videos with targeted individual in the title, but I just can't find them on search. I find them by finding a targeted individual's channel and then clicking on their channel and going through their own videos, and I see the word targeted individual in their titles. But obviously algorithms just deliberately hiding them. So as I say again, the fucker who's being delusional, who's a IT expert, And somehow he's just fucking mind controlled to like not realize what the ridiculous levels of YouTube censorship are nowadays. That conversation I had with that guy, it actually did finally get me, it finally got me realizing about the whole spiritual warfare. Like, there's obviously something in this guy that's totally making him be delusional. It's an interesting bit of synchronicity, just delusional popped up when I was mentioning delusional. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with this guy's channel. He just literally, like, in other searches I've done, I've done a few searches over the last few months trying to find targeted individual videos. Just seeing if there's anyone who needs support or whatever, or needs a non-gaslighty fucking reply. But all I find is this guy making just hundreds of videos every week, with targeted individuals. All this chosen one fucking bullshit as well in the title. Anyway, I just feel like having a fucking vent, hey? I'm just sick of it. Sick of how we just get dismissed as crazy people. It's a fucking disgrace.